anything, but you'll notice that OBS is there for the camera. You'll notice that for the microphone, OBS is there for that. Those are the two easy ones that just pop up right when you open it. It also needs access to files and folders, so I don't know why that needs my downloads folder, but under screen recording on my Mac it says blank, and I'm thinking, so that's how you get OBS under screen recording. But underneath there it has a plus or a minus sign. But when it comes to the screen recording part, there's no plus or minus sign. And so okay, this is hopefully going to be a brief video about upgrading your macOS to macOS Catalina. And mine that you see here is 10.15.3. And then also with OBS 24.0.6, which has a lot of fixes tailored and specifically for macOS Catalina. Now, one of the new features that macOS Catalina brings is more secured features to devices that get accessed by applications, namely OBS. Now, I think we've all, when we've set up OBS, it'll ask you, hey, do you want to access the microphone? Hey, do you want to access the camera? And of course, you go, yep, I'm good. And then you're up and running. However, after this recent upgrade, I found myself in a predicament where I could not do window capture. And that window capture feature is in OBS live stream. And for those of you that use it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, as you can see, there's the version that I have. This is on a Mac Mini late 2014 model. Works great. So I wanted to make sure that we had that established. And then here is like a new testing scene that I've established. Now, if you're like me, sometimes you like using Videoland Client or PowerPoint or whatever, Safari, for example. And the way that things are, you know, I have both these windows open, right? So I'm going to go in to do the add window capture feature of OBS. And then I'm going to say, okay, testing or whatever. I'm going to call it test. There we go. And do OK. I can always delete it out later. So then you get this window like this. And then all of a sudden, you hit the Dropbox here. But then you notice all the objects that it sees here are OBS objects. You don't see Safari. You don't see Videoland Client, VLC, in other words. And you definitely, I'll open up PowerPoint, you definitely don't see PowerPoint here selected. And so, you know, if you had your configuration set up like I did, and then all of a sudden you go to activate, you know, to show something during your live stream broadcast, it doesn't show up. And so that was kind of a rude awakening for me. So I'm going to cancel. I'll hit OK on this, and then that is just that. So so basically what I found, you know, I looked high and low. I looked on YouTube, and I looked for people that have you know, OBS live stream videos fixed for macOS Catalina, and there are people that are close and doing stuff in the terminal, and I read the blogs about that, and that's great. But when you go under privacy and security here, you'll notice under camera, I mean, I tried the terminal thing, that didn't do anything, but you'll notice that OBS is there for the camera. You'll notice that for the microphone, OBS is there for that. Those are the two easy ones that just pop up right when you open it. However, the one that we need to be able to get is, and again, I think it also needs access to files and folders. So I don't know why that needs my downloads folder, but whatever. So that's that. But under screen recording on my Mac, it says blank. And I'm thinking to myself, well, I bet you that's the key to why this isn't working. And sure enough, I followed my theory through, and that's exactly what was wrong. Why it's not allowing you to add a window capture for what you're trying to do. Even if you've used it previously on macOS Mojave with this same version of OBS. What is it? 24.0. I can't really read it. 0.8, I believe it is. But nonetheless, I search Hilo, and people have tried to drag the app in here, drag and drop it, and it just wouldn't work. And so I'm thinking to myself, it just doesn't know how to ask for screen recording permission. That's why it don't work. And so I searched high and low, and so then finally I went in under add, under here. What is that? Under sources. So I went under sources, and I did display capture. Now watch what happens when I do display capture. When I do that, it says, okay, what do you want to call it? Display capture, fine by me. Call it whatever you want to call it. Okay. And then bam. Now, again, because of the resolution of this monitor, it popped right open to display capture. And again, right now it's saying no properties available. Okay, well that's fine by me. Let me move this window down. And now you see what popped up here? It says OBS would like to record this computer's screen. So then I go under other system preferences, and then that will open up, or should open up, there it is. Bam! Now it's under the elusive screen recording, and there is OBS as an option. I'm thinking to myself, how do you get that in there? And so that's how you do it. And in order to make it permanent, you have to unlock the security settings. I have standard permissions set on this. So I logged in with the administrator to open that up. And then you check OBS. And then it says OBS will not be able to record the contents of your screen until it is quit. Okay, well go ahead, quit now. Okay, so I did that, and everything looks great. So that's how you get OBS under screen recording, so that you can pull in content for and from VLC Media Player, aka Video LAN Client, Safari, or even PowerPoint. So now whenever I go back into OBS, here's what it's going to do for me. Okay, so now the display capture is on. So, again, I don't really use the display capture. I know that some people can and do, and that's great. But for my purposes, I'm just going to either hide this and delete it now. So I'm going to do remove or whatever it is. Okay, are you sure? Yes, of course. So now I'm going to go back to my test source, which, if you recall, was a window capture. So now when I right click on that and do properties, in this drop box you'll notice I have more than just the OBS objects of OBS item 0, doc and whatever. You'll notice that I have VLC Media Player. Bam, there it is. And so I can click that up there and play with that and resize it to whatever size I need. And so I can add another one. Let's do another window capture. Or, I think you got the gist of it. Being able to open that up with display capture is the key. I think I'm not going to add, I can I'll add test 2 or something like that. I'll do window capture, and then I'll do, let's say test 2. Okay, so I'll do that, and then it's going to ask me what do you want to display in there, and then I'm going to say Safari favorites. Boom, there it is. I'm going to hit OK, and there's the Safari favorites here, or the whatever page it comes up with as default. And as you can see, now your other configurations and your other scenes are now pre-configured to record the desktop or any items that you're using on the desktop. So that's basically the gist of this. Hope that has helped a bunch of you out that were in the same predicament as me, you know, trying to figure out, well, how do you get OBS under screen recording? You know, it doesn't exactly pop up and jump out at you, and you know, when you add window capture, although it probably should. So that's that. So, I mean, my only options when I realized that the OBS software wasn't quite ready for, you know, prime time with macOS Catalina, I took my backup disk using another software package to restore the whole configuration. And then, again, I can't be held responsible for things that people do with their configuration. But I'm just telling you, you know, from my own experience, there's another software package that I use quite frequently here called, and it's made by Shirt Pocket. And again, I'm not getting any endorsements for this. I could care less. Yeah, I just wanted to show you all where, if I can find it. It's a program on the Mac called SuperDuper. There it is. Boom. Okay. Now, when it comes up the first time, it, you know, will give you some notes and whatnot. And so, basically, if you're a Windows guy like I am, this simplifies the process. You can either make individual file images and write them out to disk, or you can take like an empty disk like I did, and like some other folks have recommended, where you just clone the whole hard drive image of your Mac. Now again, just like on a Windows PC with the right software, you know, this, you know, the drive that is in my Mac can be 2 terabytes. But as long as I haven't gone beyond 1 terabyte or whatever worth of data storage, I can still use this backup method. So it goes by the amount of storage you have available, not the actual volume size, but it'll set all that stuff up for you. And so that's another thing that I wanted to share that is useful, because you can put this USB external hard drive. I got this on Amazon. It's by Sabrent Technology, and it runs about $5. And so basically, and I got the hard drive for about 20. I mean, it's a terabyte or whatever. Of course, watch me break this thing. There we go. So the hard drive's inside there. There's no screws, no tools, whatever. It's USB 3. It has an on-off switch, and you're able to, this HGST 1 terabyte, so 7,200 RPM for those that are tech geeks like myself. This is more break away from my normal videos, and I wanted to put this out there because I'm sure there are other people that either stream games from a window capture, you know, video from a window capture, or, you know, the browser from a window capture, and then you've upgraded and it's like, my goodness, I don't want to restore back. I mean, you can. You hold down the Option key on your Mac keyboard, and then it'll allow you to select the external drive or whatever to boot up into. And then because I backed it up with this SuperDuper software, it allows me to restore over this system drive. Now I know that Mac has its own recovery mode and stuff like that, but if you're a PC guy and you want the easy route out, I'd recommend SuperDuper. If you've used Windows like I've done in the past, it's the quick and sure shot way of backing up your Mac and all of your critical files. So that's that. I just really wanted to show you all because I was so excited when I came across, how do you get OBS in there? Now, like I'm saying, most of these other screens, like full disk access, now you notice I had to put SuperDuper in there, but underneath there it has a plus or a minus sign. But when it comes to the screen recording part, there's no plus or minus sign. And so I'm thinking to myself, how do I trigger this to get OBS in there so that I don't have to revert back to macOS Mojave and what have you. So I thought I would throw this video together. Another feature I would like to share with you is, let's say you get another Mac or you'd like to back up your configuration of OBS. Here's what you'll want to do. Let me close all these things that I've opened. And then I'm going to close OBS. Now, if you go to the Finder menu and you click on the Go menu, you'll notice that this is a list of options. However, if you hold down the Option key, another entry will pop up between Home and Computer called Library. So you click Library, and then what you'll want to do is look under the directory called Application Support. Double click on that. Scroll down until you see OBS-Studio. And then that has the configuration files and log files of that application. And so basically what I do is I back that up to my downloads area or somewhere else, and then if I want to set up a new Mac on OBS, I just copy that directory into the application support directory under the library heading. And then when you pull up OBS, then all your settings that you had previously for your streaming settings as well as your camera settings and whatnot. Now I must add, now if you hook up a different camera like I've done here or a different microphone, you will have to go in there and add those in and configure them manually. But if you have a lot of scenes that you've configured, this takes the hard work out of trying to set that back up. So I thought I would share this tip with you also for those that may not know where the configuration is backed up. You can compress it to a zip file, save it to your downloads directory, back it up somewhere, and then that way if you ever needed to restore it, you can. Thank you so much everyone for watching this video, and be sure to subscribe if you like this video and give me a thumbs up. So thank you very much, and I'll catch you on the next video. Bye.